So a few years ago, we were on America's Got Talent. We actually made it to the top 25, came back as Pierce Morgan's favorite in the Wild Card Act. So that was really cool. And then a group of our students have actually even traveled to India to participate on a reality TV show, out of which we made it in the top 9 from 5,000 competing teams worldwide. Most recently, we had an opportunity to perform for the Nobel Peace Summit function that took place last November. So we got to meet Dr. Muhammad Yunus. It was a very, very nice opportunity for our students.
And generally, who are the students that you're attracting?
We actually have quite a diverse student population. So the majority of them are first-generation Indian Americans, but we also have quite a few, from Hispanic origin. We have quite a few from Russian origin. We're all, at the end of the day, Americans anyway, because all of us are born and brought up over here. But it's nice to see that it's no longer just limited to those of Indian culture.
The big exciting thing that's happening is that you all were selected to go perform at the Macy's Day Parade. And I read that you are representing Georgia. So could you talk about a little bit how kind of an Indian dance organization is now representing the state of Georgia?
Yeah, it's actually unbelievable because being from Georgia, we're part of such a diverse community. And I really feel that Atlanta celebrates diversity in so many different forms, that it's nice to be recognized that we can be from the great state of Georgia, but not necessarily do something very stereotypical that one would expect. You see a lot of different cultures that are now starting to flourish. And the beautiful thing is that it's not just the immediate descendants of those cultures which appreciate them. It is the entire community which kind of comes together to celebrate the myriad that builds up Atlanta. So it was very, very humbling to be part of this Macy's Day Parade and actually be given the opportunity to represent something that is so much bigger than what people would feel comes from our little southern state.
So you're going to be doing mostly a Bollywood performance during the parade. But could you talk about the connection between classical Indian dance and Bollywood dance?
Absolutely. So Bollywood, for those of you that do not know, is the film producing industry of India. It is actually such a large industry that it produces 3 times the amount of movies than what Hollywood produces in a year, and they're actually viewed all over the world. Essentially, Bollywood movies are musicals. So a lot of them are built on the foundation of music and dance. And as Bollywood has evolved, we have picked up a wide variety of different musical stylings, influences from different dance forms. So it really becomes this beautiful fusion of Western music and Indian music. Now, the original roots of Bollywood is rooted in Indian folk and classical music. So a good way of thinking about it is just like you have your ballet, tap, and jazz, and it gets progressively more modern. Similarly, you have your Bharatanatyam, which is the classical dance form, and then it gets progressively more modern and fused into Bollywood. So we are basically going to be presenting a dance which is to a Bollywood song, but it has classical roots because all of our dancers are trained in, at least the dancers that we're taking for this particular performance, are trained in that classical dance.
So how do you do choreography for a parade?
Yeah, so that was actually a very interesting part. So our participation is not only in the parade itself, but also performing at the Herald Square. So we have a 2-part performance, so to speak. Doing choreography for actually participating in the parade is very interesting because you always have to keep moving. So how can we create movement which is enticing, but at the same time change it up enough so that you're traveling and moving and engaging everybody that's basically there to see you. So that was definitely a fun challenge because usually stage performances or whatever is done, you do it, you're moving, but it's within a set boundary. Whereas this is just for 2.5, 3 miles straight, where you're constantly entertaining those that are there to see you. But I think the thing we're most excited about is our performance at the Herald Square. That should be a lot of fun for the viewers to see.
Out of all of the performers in Georgia and the United States who could be invited to the Macy's Day Parade, how were you selected?
So this is actually a wonderful, wonderful story. I remember it was a Sunday evening and I was playing with my niece on the couch. And randomly I get a phone call, and I'm pregnant, so I get a lot of phone calls from random doctors and stuff now. So I decided that I should probably pick it up.
And you're due tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm due tomorrow. So I pick up the phone, and it was this very, very nice, chipper lady on the other end. And she said, "Hi, I'm calling from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Do you have a minute to chat?" And I was completely thrown off guard because we actually didn't apply to be part of the parade, which is very unheard of because the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade gets thousands and thousands of applicants every year, out of which only 5 performing teams are selected from the country to do some sort of a dance performance. And then they have a variety of marching bands, et cetera. So basically every category of performances are very, very selective, maximum 5 or 6 in every genre. And so we basically started speaking, and then I got very curious, how did she find us? And she found us on YouTube. So basically the moral of the story is that you never know who's watching.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking about the upcoming dance.
Oh, no problem. It was my pleasure.